everyone. In this lesson, we will be multiplying polynomials. If you are in Miss Drake's class, we're on page 17 and lesson number 48. So at this time, you're going to try the do now, pause the video, and then come back to check your answers. All right, here they are. Okay, once you check your answers, you can turn the page onto page 18. And we are going to look at multiplying a monomial by a polynomial. So a monomial has one term and a polynomial has many terms. So it's going to look like the distributive property where you have a term in front of parentheses. So when we multiply polynomials, a monomial by a polynomial, we're going to use the distributive property and use the product rule as we multiply each monomial. So remember, the product rule means to keep the base and add the exponents. If there's a coefficient, you'll multiply those. Okay, so let's take a look at example 1. Okay, the monomial out front is a 2, so we'll multiply 2 by the first term in the parentheses, that 9x. So you multiply the numbers, 2 times 9 is 18, and then you'll bring down the x. Okay, this is subtraction, so we're going to bring down the minus sign and do 2 times a minus 2y. 2 times 2 is 4, and then I'll just bring down the y. Okay, that's it. Okay, we're going to skip down to example 5 now. We have, let me zoom in a little bit. There we go, a little bit bigger. Are we focused? Sorry. There we go. Okay, so we have 5a squared times parentheses negative 4a squared plus 2a minus 7. So this 5a squared in front is going to be multiplied by each term inside the parentheses. So first we'll do 5a squared times negative 4a squared. So you multiply those coefficients. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Keep the base as an a and add the exponents. 2 plus 2 is 4. Okay, now I'll do 5a squared times a positive 2a. So 5 times 2 is 10. Keep the a, and then you'll add the exponents. So we have a 2 here, and then you have an invisible 1 right here. So don't forget to add the 2 plus 1, and you'll get an exponent of 3. Okay, now we'll do 5a squared times this minus 7. So you multiply 5 times negative 7, which is a minus 35. And then this term doesn't have any variable, so I'll just bring down the variable with the exponent from this first term, or monomial in front. And there's your answer. Okay, now we're going to skip down to example number 9. Okay, let's look at an example that has 2 variables. Okay, so the monomial in front is 2xy, and then I'm multiplying by this trinomial in the middle. Okay, so I'm actually going to go ahead and go through my variables, and anywhere I see a variable without an exponent, I'm going to put invisible 1. I'm going to put a 1 here, a 1 here, a 1 on this x, and a 1 on this y. Okay, that way I don't forget to add the exponents when I do my multiplication. So I'm going to do 2xy times 9x squared y squared. Okay, so I'll multiply those numbers in front. 2 times 9 is 18. Now I'm going to multiply my x's. I'm going to bring down the x and add the exponents just on the x's. So this has a 1, this has a 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. And now I'm going to bring down my y and add the exponents that were just on the y. So 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, let's bring down my plus sign. Now I'll do this monomial times 3xy squared. So 2 times 3 is 6. Okay. X times x, you're going to add those exponents, is x squared. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then y to the first times y to the second is y to the third, because I'm doing 1 plus 2, which is 3. Okay, and now this third term has a minus sign, so I'll bring down my minus sign. And 2 times 6 is 12, so I have minus 12. And then take a look at your x's. You have x to the first times x to the second. So that's x to the, add that 1 plus 2, and you should get 3. And then y to the 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, there you go. So at this time, you should pause the video, try the rest of the questions on this page, and then you can unpause to come check your answers. Okay, the only thing I want to make a note of, let's say in example 3, this negative x, don't forget there's a little 1 in front, and a 1 is an exponent, so that'll help you when you're doing your multiplication. Okay, so pause the video, and here are your answers. So go ahead and check through your answers and send me a message if you have any questions at all.